There's a place on Earth where the story of evolution just went differently. It's an island adrift in the Indian Ocean, a land of ghosts, of creatures from another time, and the human story that's every bit as unique as its incredible landscape. This isn't just an island, it's a world apart. Some people call it the eighth continent, and honestly, for good reason. For tens of millions of years, it just floated there in total isolation, like a private laboratory where nature could run its wildest experiments. And the result? Well, it's a biological treasure trove, a place so incredibly distinct, it really challenges our whole idea of what an island can be. To really understand Madagascar, we have to go back in time. And I mean, way, way back. Before people, before the lemurs, right back to the very bedrock of its creation. Okay, so picture the ancient supercontinent, Gondwana, this single colossal landmass. About 180 million years ago, a massive rift started to tear through it, peeling Madagascar away from Africa. But its journey wasn't over yet. Nope. For another 90 million years, it actually drifted along with India until finally it broke free for the last time. This unbelievable, super long isolation. That's the master key to unlocking every single secret this island holds. All that time alone on the open ocean set the stage for a true evolutionary masterpiece. See, with no competition from the big shot apes and monkeys of Africa and Asia, a totally different kind of primate inherited this new world. I want you to think about this number for a second. 90%. That means that 9 out of every 10 plants and animals that are native to this island, you can't find them anywhere else on Earth. It's not just a country, it's a living museum of life that took a completely different path. And the cast of characters here is just spectacular. You've got over 100 species of lemur, everything from the teeny tiny mouse lemur to the singing indri. Then there's the fossa, this sleek cat-like predator that's actually closer to a mongoose. The island is home to 2/3 of all chameleon species in the world, and it's lined with these ancient, magical avenues of baobab trees. It's truly a world of its own. Conservation International calls lemurs the island's flagship species, and it is so easy to see why. Without any monkeys around to compete with, these primates just exploded, diversifying to fill every possible niche you can imagine. Some leap through the canopy, others scurry on the forest floor. Each one is a unique solution to the puzzle of survival on this isolated arc. For millions of years, this strange, beautiful Eden was ruled by nature and nature alone. It was one of the very last major places on Earth to be settled by humans. And when people finally did arrive, they came from a direction that absolutely no one would have ever predicted. You'd think the first people to settle Madagascar would just come from nearby Africa, right? But that's not what happened. The first permanent settlers were master seafarers who crossed the entire Indian Ocean on outrigger canoes, all the way from Borneo in Southeast Asia about 1,500 years ago. It wasn't until centuries later that Bantu-speaking groups arrived from East Africa. This astonishing dual migration created the Malagasy people, a culture with one foot in Asia and the other in Africa. And you can see this incredible fusion everywhere. The national diet is built around rice, a classic Southeast Asian staple. But at the same time, the sacred Zubu cattle, which are a measure of wealth and a link to the ancestors, that's a tradition from Africa. The national instrument, the valija, is a bamboo zither with relatives in Indonesia, while many spiritual beliefs echo those on the African mainland. It's a living tapestry woven from the threads of two different continents. But this unique story of people and nature has led to a really profound and challenging conflict. The needs of a growing population are now colliding with one of the most fragile ecosystems on the entire planet. And here's the island's central paradox. It's a place of just immense natural wealth, but it's inhabited by a people facing immense poverty. For about 80% of the population, survival means living on less than $2.15 a day. This isn't just a number. It's the daily reality that drives so many of the island's environmental crises. A lot of this crisis is linked to a practice called tavi. It's a traditional method of slash-and-burn agriculture, where forests are cleared to plant crops. And while it's deeply rooted in cultural tradition, and for many it's just a necessity for survival, its collective impact has been absolutely catastrophic. The result is a loss that is just staggering. Over 90% of the island's original forest is gone, turned into smoke and farmland. And this isn't just a loss of trees. It's the complete erasure of habitats for thousands of unique species, pushing them closer and closer to the brink of extinction. The national economy itself is really fragile because it's so heavily dependent on just a handful of exports. For example, Madagascar supplies 80% of the world's vanilla. But this reliance on things like agriculture and minerals makes the whole country incredibly vulnerable to price swings and climate shocks, which just digs that cycle of poverty and environmental pressure even deeper. So the island stands at a crossroads. Its past is this incredible story of impossible journeys and evolutionary wonders. Its present is one of struggle. But what does its future hold? Well, there are glimmers of hope. Ecotourism offers a real path to make money from the island's unique biodiversity without actually destroying it. There have been ambitious conservation goals, like the Durban Vision, which aim to set aside 10% of the country as protected areas. National parks now stand as these crucial fortresses for the last remaining strongholds of wildlife. And the world is, slowly, waking up to the priceless treasure that Madagascar represents. So the question that remains is a profound one. Can the very real, very urgent needs of the Malagasy people be reconciled with the preservation of their unparalleled natural heritage? Can this island, of ancient spirits, unique creatures, and incredible treasures, find a balance that will allow both its people and its wildlife to thrive? The future of the eighth continent is still being written.